I want to start the video off by saying that this is an intermediate guide, meaning you've played the game before and you know the basics already. I'm also going to be streaming on Twitch throughout the demo period, so if the demo is still happening, drop in and say hi. Now for the actual guide, the cool guy Beepo will take you through it.
Hey there, I'm Beepo, and I'll be giving you an intermediate guide on Effy. When it comes to performance in Somi, Effy is a force to be reckoned with. The pink-haired renegade has a host of powerful abilities and can both take and dish out huge amounts of damage against the foe that is unlucky enough to be in her way. Each of the Bashful Bruiser's powers works like a single ingredient of a delicious Effy burger. While delicious on their own, they produce a far superior experience in taste when combined together effectively. The question is, how do you take your Effy burgers from enjoyable meals to true creations of culinary culmination? Start by picking what type of burger build you will be running. There are two main flavors to choose from, tank and DPS. But the real fun comes from how you choose to mix the two. This guide will be covering each build type as individual options, but don't be afraid to mix and match attributes from each if you feel like it. So, let's start with by far the most popular build, and by far the most iconic when it comes to Effy's arsenal, the tank build. When creating a tank build, there are two major aspects you want to focus on: shield generation and damage mitigation. The trick to powerful tank builds is utilizing multiple different skills to maximize your damage output and not relying solely on a single skill. A lot of people will focus only on using Party Don't Stop for their tank builds. And while having 10,000 shield is undeniably very good, it's not the best use of shield. More advanced tank builds use shields as a resource to achieve high damage, not to simply take none from enemies. When you have shielded health, you are able to ignore enemy attacks if they hit you. You can fully charge one of Effy's Nimbus abilities to deal massive damage to a group of enemies without any risk to you, due to the shield taking the hit. When it comes to high damage tank builds, however, the best options by far are found with Can't Stop Me and Get Pumped. Can't Stop Me scaling with max health makes it naturally a good pairing with any tank build, as it incentivizes you to group as many enemies as possible to then create a massive AoE blast to wipe them all out in a single attack. Get Pumped, however, is where tank builds truly shine. Stratosphere is a mediocre skill in most cases, as the active damage reduction doesn't help in most scenarios more than a damaging skill would. But the on-demand ability to massively reduce incoming damage when combined with Get Pumped allows for massive damage potential, as the damage reduction from Stratosphere stacks with Get Pumped for even larger damage numbers. And if the stars align, you can even get Gatecrasher, which can lead to a build which can, well, it can do this. Another important feature of Can't Stop Me is that it also scales with your physical attack characteristic. So, to that end, let's discuss the other side of the Renegade's kit, and look into the builds of a DPS Effy. DPS builds tend to forgo any enhanced protection or survivability in Effy, and lean on either one type of skill or one damage statistic to produce as large of a number or as many numbers as possible. Pick your skill, match attack or physical attack, and simply push that number as high as possible. If you focus on a single skill, mana economy is extremely important for Effy. As a melee character, getting mana to actually cast your skills becomes a huge problem when you run out in the later levels. Look for Natural Insight and Yandere, or you will find yourself running out of mana extremely frequently. The golden rule for skill-focused Effy builds is always, whenever possible, get your powers to level 5. You don't have the mana to spam skills in most scenarios, so getting more damage out of each cast is vital to your performance. Past that, a DPS build is quite simple. Take whatever mana charms you find, with some decent CDR and boosting whichever relevant damage stat. If you ever get lucky enough to find yourself with a Nimbus Tornado or a Nimbus Parade, remember, you do not have to charge these skills to use them. Get up nice and close, simply tap the button for a quick high damage burst. Past that, you'll find Effy's extended hammer ride dodge to be a vital skill for both weaving around enemy attacks and between targets when your build truly gets going. Her larger health pool does give you some more breathing room, but not too much. Effy is a girl of many talents, and can be specialized in a truly endless variety of ways to suit all kinds of playstyles for all kinds of players. Learn to balance the opportunity cost of damage and survivability. While you can't be hurt if you one-shot everything, remember, and you can't hurt anything if you're dead. And those one-shots have manic costs and cooldowns. Take survivability where you see fit. Risk it for that extra damage if you feel like you need the boost. Learn to find your balance of upgrades, and as long as you make it to the end, then your build was good enough. This guide can't cover every facet of Effie, for there are many features and playstyles that have yet to appear. Branch out, experiment, and find your own playstyle. Each power is a piece of the puzzle with endless solutions. You can't count on anything to be a guarantee, so learn to improvise, adapt, and overcome. Learn to make the most of what you get, and always try for fun. Charge headlong into whatever faces you in the fields of Somi, and fulfill the role of the Renegade.
If you liked the video or found the guide helpful, consider subscribing. More importantly, a huge thank you to Beepo for doing the voiceover for this video, and Airplane over at the Starlight Re Discord for writing the majority of the script. Beepo also streams and makes content, so I'll put their socials in the description. Thanks for watching!